Good evening. How are you? I'm your girl, your diva, Sasha, coming into you live for another episode of Night Talk with Sasha. Okay, so last week, oh my God, it wasn't me. I just want to be sure that y'all understand that it wasn't me. But of course, if you don't know, had some technical difficulties last week with the show, trying to get on the platform. Fortunately, this week, everything is working as planned. Great. All right. So, now that we got that out of the way, I have a few house cleaning announcements, some chores that I need to make before we get into the topic of the show. Won't hold you long, but just got a few church announcements. For one, the month of August is quickly approaching, and with it quickly approaching, your girl, your diva, is taking a mini vacay. Yes, my birthday is coming up. As you all know, I am a Leo, 8/16, and so I'm gonna take a week off to do some relaxing, celebrate my birthday, and just unwind a little bit. Also, um, there's going to eventually I am going to take a sabbatical. I'm gonna take the show. I'm gonna take some time off from podcasting for a little bit. I want to revamp the show. I want to move away doing doing it on this platform this way into doing it another way. And so where you can see me and not just hear me. So I'm going to be working on that as well. So hopefully by October of 2024, I will have a new platform, a new way of doing the show, a new way where you can not only see me, but not only hear me, but see me, and hopefully at the same time interact with me by chatting and things of that nature. I know in order to chat when it comes to blog talk, it's a little cumbersome, it's a little involved, and I get that. So I'm going to be working on another way so that we can interact and do things that way. Um, so there may not be blog talk in the future, but we will definitely see. But I am taking a little break. I'm tired. I'm tired. I have a lot going on behind the scenes, and I need to rest. I know that I only do the show one day a week on Friday, but still life be licensed, and your girl is tired, so dragging ass tonight. But yeah, so and I also wanted to make an announcement about myself. You are now speaking to the newest board member of Cancer Navigators. Cancer Navigators is a nonprofit organization that assists cancer patients of all walk of life. It's not just about breast cancer, it's all type of cancer. They are able to help people get in contact with fresh vegetables and food, wholesome food. They also, if you're not able to eat, they provide you with liquid nutrition. It's just they do a lot of things in the community. And so I am now a proud board member of Cancer Navigators. It's taken a little while. It's taken about a month or so, or longer, for me to get appointed to the board. And now that I have, yeah, so yes, I'm just tickled. But my first meeting is going to be August the 8th, and then that's an introduction luncheon. Because I didn't just have to get approved through Cancer Navigators. I had to actually get approved by the hospital board that runs Cancer Navigators, which is Atrium Floyd Hospital. So I'm going to get to meet some of the big wigs at one of the largest hospitals in Northwest Georgia. So yeah, that's a little announcement. So we also got some really interesting shows coming up next month in September. I am going to be having a guest on that is a disabled travel agent. Yeah. That's gonna be fun. I got some other little interesting things coming up as well in the month of September and going on to the holiday season. While I said that I'm just gonna take a little break, but I may wind up taking a longer break from podcasting. I think I'm gonna take a month off actually. There are some other things that I want to get done, and I need a little time to do it. I am going to start blogging as well. I've been asked to do a blog and write about life living with cancer. And so I'm going to start doing that in a column on HPS magazine. So I'm not exactly sure when it's going to start. I think it'll start when I start it. How about that? So I've just been kind of busy, but yeah, you'll get to read some things that I don't really say on the air, things that I haven't really said to people, and you'll get to read that on HPS Magazine website. As a matter of fact, let's bring in the editor and CEO right now. Hello, Miss Gibbs. How are you?
Hello. Oh, I'm just peachy.
Just peachy keen.
Yeah.
Okay, we got another guest tonight coming on with us. Let me get her in. I'm tired.
Hello.
Hey, Lady T, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing. I need a shot of sugar. I need some sugar. I'm dragging. Oh my God.
You're not the only one. Hey, Miss Deidre, how you doing?
Hi, how are you?
Good, good.
You dragging too? Yeah.
Yes.
Girl. Life be life, and don't it? I tell you.
Say that again.
As always.
I know it. So, well, we're going to come in and we're going to hit our topic. So the topic tonight, I thought it would be interesting. It's kind of fun to talk about dating. I do believe that all three of us are dating women. Is that right? I am.
Yes, I sometimes come out of my house to see what's out there.
Lady T, you're dating as well, right?
Yes, I will go and test the waters. I'm back out here in these messy pools.
Yep, girl, we gonna make this work. We gonna make this work for us. Phew. Take a breath,
Fingers
y'all.
crossed.
Take a breath. So I
End
thought
up
it
take a
was
breath.
interesting to talk about questions and icebreakers asked on a first date because a lot of times, I don't know about y'all, but do you sometimes when you're having conversation with someone you're trying to get to know and they ask some questions and you're like, why you want to know that?
I get to the point where I'm like, I didn't ask to be interviewed for a job I didn't apply for.
Yeah.
Right. I can agree with you on that because sometimes instead of it being a conversation, it can turn into like a Q&A.
Yeah. You don't. How many kids you have? You don't have kids? Why didn't you have kids? I'm like, so what? Can we get past the kids? I don't have any, but I'm guessing you do.
Oh, and then they hit the, can I ask you a personal question?
Oh,
Can you
good
not
Lord.
have kids? Right. You're like,
This is
just
date
our
one.
first date. Can you wait till like number 10, 11?
Or 3?
Yeah. Right.
At least get to 3. It's like my list of things is the things that I can't stand. It drives me. It makes me like it's time for me to stay in my house. Don't go outside. Change my email, my Instagram. Change it all. Just no.
See, I never give the Facebook or the Instagram.
Oh.
See?
Unless we get deep, I don't have you. Even if you find me on your own, I don't accept you on my Instagram and my Facebook, my social media.
Yeah. No. And for the Instagram, it's people from different countries just like, they really think we believe anything. I'm like, oh, you're so gorgeous. Guess what? I'm broke. I don't have nothing for you.
Hello? That part. Please go to another inbox. Please go to another inbox.
Well,
I don't have time for that.
You know something that I stopped doing? You know how you start talking to someone and then all of a sudden you save their contact information and you put them in your phone and all that. I don't do that anymore.
No, I'll put initial. So that what I got an idea, or I'll put Facebook, or I'll put Messenger. I'll put until you get out of that getting on my last name zone. You don't have a name.
Or I give you a nickname. I give you a nickname until I know where you stand, and then I'll move it to your actual name.
Let's get the stuff out because I'm like, is this really your name?
Right.
I had one dude try to come at me, and he had on like a mechanic's uniform, like the onesie, and he had somebody's name on. It was his coworker, and he thought, I'm like, and he told on himself when he was corresponding to me by email, and he let it slip what his real name is, and I'm like, oh, isn't that funny? Peace.
What?
Dumb dumb. Yes.
Haven't we reached the age to where we no longer use an alias? Like, I know back in the day when you're in your
can we get to the point
20s.
where we're past the 18 antics?
Right.
I get, because I'm like, if anybody should be using a fake name, it should be the females.
Say that. Say that. Say that.
It should be us. Because I'm like, what do you want?
I had a guy. Yeah. He DM'd me on Instagram, and it was so weird. Like, okay, so he said, usually they start off with, hello, how are you, beautiful, or something to that nature. He sounds like a bill collector because he used my whole first and last name. I was like,
what kills me is when they come into your messenger and they want to know about you. But I'm like, and they come up, where are you from? It's on my profile. Where the picture you saw, where you decided to click onto my messenger and to write hello. All the information's right there. So why do I need to repeat?
Exactly, because all that is public information. Like just the basics, like where you reside and stuff like that. But I do have a question, if I may. Just within the times that we're in right now, and we're all over the age, I would say 20. But I do have a question. When you go on that first date or you go meet that person, do you let someone know where you're going or you're going to be with someone or share location?
Automatically. You have to. As a female, even if this person is come up to be truthful and everything, you still, just for being a female, you have to do that. You have to automatically let that 3 or 4 people know. You at this one. I'm texting you, I'm still here. Or it's a safety precaution, because even after you left that person, you still don't know what might happen by the time you get to your car. Or if you get out the car, you got to go get gas. So on the way back, you always
and even though you're supposed to be going home and he's supposed to be going home, these days and times you just don't know. He could be trying to go to your home.
That home might be home with wife and 4 kids.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So something I do now because of a situation that I was in where someone I was talking to would just show up at my house in my driveway.
Ooh. Oh yeah, let's talk about popping up. Let's talk about pop-ups.
Yes, popping up. I now go home a different way all the time now. I'll go somewhere, even when I go to treatment, when I have my chemo treatment, I will go home a different way because unfortunately this person, they knew what hospital I went to.
They know what time you usually make it back home. They know if they really want the info or to find you, they pretty much got a good idea because they got a little time around you or to even see.
And it's like a control thing.
To a degree, some of it is controlling. Some of it is mental. It is just something in their mind to where they're like, I got to make this is a keeper, so I got to make sure everything is right. I got to show her that I'm caring. I got to show her that all you're doing, show me you don't have it all.
Or regardless of me not calling the proper way to do it or whatnot, then I'm just gonna pop up. And that don't work for me.
No.
Yeah. Oh, a lot of people. Oh, I faced it to one to where one decided, somebody I hadn't seen in over a year popped up at my apartment. I won the Oscar that day because I pretend like my boyfriend, my husband was in the bedroom, and he's saying, "Who's that?" I'm like, "Oh, it's nobody, babe." For him to catch on, you might want to run.
Right. Well, I got off work one day and came in my house, and it was a gentleman there. And I'm like, first of all, how did you get in my house? And in my head, I'm like, but this is the thing. He heard me on the phone with my child saying, I'm going to unlock the door for you.
Yep.
And when I got home, he was in my home. He had, waiting. And I'm like, now in my mind, I'm a nervous wreck. I'm terrified. I'm scared. But to him, I'm just going in as if, it's okay. And I'm like, oh, my son is, will be here soon. I hadn't even talked to my son. My son didn't, he wasn't aware. But I just had to play it off to him that way. Yeah.
You automatically have to go off on fear instinct to get out of the situation.
Right. He was harmless, but it's
so
crazy.
many women. It's sad, but
Wow.
so many women have to go through that. But
Right.
when we tell our stories for people to catch on, it's not something that just happened back in the day. It's
No.
something that happens constantly. And unfortunately, if you have a daughter, 9 out of 10, she's going to have to experience that because nobody is, one, talking about it, two,
True.
telling them what to do. And when they do tell it, they get made fun of, like, oh, it's not that serious. That's not a black thing. That's a white thing. That's this and that. I'm like, no, that's a female thing.
That's a female thing. But let's reverse it. Have you had girlfriends who are like bugaboos? You ever had those girlfriends that are like bugaboos and they're trying to figure out, why is he ghosting me? Why is he? And you slip
I
one of
the person, when they wanted to get rid of the guy, they sent him to me because our voices were similar. No, each guy that got sent to me did not realize that they were talking to me and not her.
Wow.
So I got to do whatever the hoodoo I wanted to do before I got him to go, okay, this ain't working. I might want to go the other way.
Wow.
Yeah, my mind is, that's why I'm like, you don't want to test it. Don't.
I get it. Yeah, I've had some. I had a friend that did that. That was a
and it was so high school back in the day, but unfortunately, people still have to do it because sometimes there are some guys up there, and I know it goes both ways, but for us as we're women, there are guys out there that do not get the clue. We're not interested, or better yet, I don't want to be intimate with you. I'm cool with you. It was like a good friendship, but I don't see nothing else happening. And those guys that won't take no for an answer are one of the ones that you got to deal with the most. It seems like first, but the quiet ones that got that ulterior motive, those are the ones that move in secret, and those are the ones you always end up being scared of.
Well, you know what?
You never know what they will do.
Exactly, because they got their own plans, and they keep it on the low until they're ready to make their move.
I've noticed something
you would not be prepared for what they do.
I've noticed something else since I've been back in the dating world. I haven't been out here that long, but
no kidding.
there are a lot of men. Well, not a lot. I'm sorry. Don't let me say that. But there are quite a few men now that are what my godmother used to call bow weevils.
Okay, that's a term I never heard.
Me neither.
They looking for a home.
Oh yeah, I call us just homeless. That's
or,
what I call those. Those are the ones. Those are the ones that really want to know. Oh, you got that roommate? Oh, you stay by yourself? You don't need to know that information right off the bat.
Yeah, that's a high red flag when you're asking me about my living arrangements.
You're asking about my living arrangements, my ovaries, my hair. I'm like, there's something there. Let's just be happy about that. If it's real, fake, amateur, braided, it's done. It's there.
The homosexual that I ran into, he even said, let's have a baby. I was like, what? I don't know if he meant that or if he thought that was something.
If you had the baby, I'm like, that's his ticket to stay. Because, got somebody else watch the baby. He be that stay-at-home dad.
I also think it's because I think it's also a ploy sometimes for guys, for men, especially when they are dealing with older women, because he's not the person that has, said that to me. That was another individual that I was, communicating with, and this person, they have a child, and they were like, I want you to meet my kid. And I'm like, what?
Really? For real. We really haven't even met yet. So
yeah.
How about we wait to see how it goes, and then we bring the kids involved?
No,
because why would you bring the kids involved and there's somebody you don't know gonna be there next week?
I don't need
because until it gets serious, and I mean like serious. You don't meet either one of my children, and one of my children is grown, so you don't meet either one of my kids. There's no need for me to bring you into their life until I know that, you're here to stay. Now, of course, whatever happens after that, but, yeah.
Mm-mm.
And
I don't,
for the homeless
I don't
guys,
have the luxury of having children, but now I am learning that my personal space, I don't want everyone in my personal space either. So
it's that first word, personal.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is your zone. So it takes for a special person to be able to come that you would want to invite into. Not I can have sex with you enough to where that'll be my rent. No, that don't work. There's not enough bouncing you can do to get for you not to get on my last nerve, and you need to go.
I've only had one person that, and like I said, okay, I'll be honest.
You're lucky if you only have one. You're really lucky.
Well, no, what I'm saying is I've had one person where I've said to them that I didn't want them in my personal space. I didn't want them at my home. And he understood. Like, he was not, because I have said it to other people, and they were like, why not? What is it? What you hiding? What do you, and I'm like, it's nothing about me hiding anything. It's just, I don't want you in my space. And it was
because we value you have value in your peace. So certain spaces and places,
your personal space.
Yeah, certain places and spaces that we dwell are our peace. Like sometimes for me, I may sit in my car and, just for whatever, but that's my time to myself because I have a teenager. I have so much going on around me till I can just sit in my car and
take that deep breath. Yeah,
right. But at the same time, I can come in my house and do the same thing. And my thing is people should respect that because I would hope everyone has that. And if you can't have peace in your home, that's a problem. Wherever, that's a problem. And you'll my thing is you'll clear house before you have havoc where you lay your head.
Exactly. Yeah.
And they'll do what they do to get on their last nerve. Then it's like, oh crap, this one might actually kick you out. So then they'll go back to being on their best behavior and stuff, or some of them still wouldn't care till they find somebody else and then move on because they're home and they just bounce from place to place to place because they don't have their peace, so they want to intrude on your peace so that way they can have something that you have because they don't have their own. And instead of trying to get their own, they just want to be on their own.
I thank God that I haven't, I hear other women that have had to deal with things like that, and
that's why I say
thank God that I haven't.
You are lucky.
No, I've never. The only man that I've ever lived with was my husband.
Yeah.
That was the first time that I've ever lived with a man, He was my boyfriend, and then we got married.
Right.
That was it. The other individuals that I've did,
Like family
um,
members. That's beyond that. So I was like, oh, good Lord.
So on that topic that you just brought up, me and a girlfriend were talking,
mm-hmm.
and we were talking the other day about how nowadays it feels like people are settling, meaning like even though you see the red flags, the yellow flags, etc., because you put so much time into it, you're just going to roll with it because you don't want to go back out there and start all over again. How do y'all feel about that?
Oh, there's plenty of people that do that. I know quite a few, but for me personally, I'd rather do bad by myself.
Mm-hmm.
Do I want to have somebody in my life? Yes. I grew up wanting to have my own family. I'm from a big family, so I want my own little niche of what I think is the perfect family for me. I want that companionship, but just because I want that companionship doesn't mean I'm going to lower my standards for it. And that's what a lot of people in this generational gap of internet and bloggers and all these people that show these little segments of what relationships are, and they lose the ability to realize there's more to it. There's a lot more trust. You got to have a foundation. You better have that friendship because everybody's not going to be lovey-dovey 24/7. There's all these aspects that goes into a relationship, and that means you're going to be going through good times, bad times, to a point times where you don't not even want to look at that person, but you still stick with them. And you got to be willing to go through all that. And a lot of times, nobody goes. You don't really see people really going through it because when they get deep into it, that's when you get the videos. Oh, we broke up. I'm like, why? It was just lovey-dovey last week.
I think,
but
also,
everybody wants that fantasy, but don't want to put the work in. Now, I can't say that that's all people. Because one thing I've learned is like when they talk about your love language, that was something that was never talked about. Like, what's your way of showing affection? Is it by gift giving? Is it by service? If it's by affirmations, those aspects, that's a good tool to learn about how the person that you care about takes in emotions. But I can say back 10, 15 years, nobody talked like that. You just have to figure it out.
You still kind of do. Yeah. I mean, because you still have to kind of figure it out because even though it's a conversation,
but there's more tools to help figure it out. But back then, it was like there was nothing.
Yeah, I get
was
that.
Like if you like each other.
I get that, but there are a lot of people that don't subscribe to it. They don't get it. They consider it new age or whatever. But
but if it's somebody that you want to work with, okay.
Some people's love language is arguing because that's all they grew up around. You got to be mindful about people's environment. And how people raised, because that's something I had to realize for myself. Everyone did not grow up the way you did. So you learn a person, you're learning some of the environment and some of the things and the culture they were exposed to, so to speak. So where they may be like, oh, I don't like to argue, but every time you turn around, they are the ones starting the argument, and it's like, okay. So now, is that their love language? Even though they don't realize what they're doing, is that why they're doing it or whatnot? Yeah.
Yeah, that's understandable. That's something to consider.
I think it's also. I don't think it's. a love language, but I think it's a toxic trait
Yes.
that a person has. So
Would
my
you say
husband and
everybody
I
has a
had
toxic trait?
my husband and I had these conversations. Now,
Mhm.
he would say we were arguing. I wouldn't feel that we were arguing because to me, it wasn't an argument of what I thought or
Perceived as
think
an
an
argument.
argument is supposed to be. It's just me being passionate about what I believe and standing up for for what I believe in, and I'm gonna hunker down and do that. And so in that instance with he and I used to say, okay, listen, I would give it a nickname. We're having a very loud disagreement. We're having a very loud conversation. But he would still say that's what we're arguing, and I'm like, no, I think it depends on how a person views it and what they're talking about, because there are some people, I can say for me, that when I get emotional and I get passionate about something, to others it's like I'm arguing with them or I am being confrontational with them, when it's really, in my mind, I'm not. I'm just really saying, and I'm really saying what I feel at that time, and it just gets really heated for me because I want to be understood. And I think that sometimes can be misinterpreted as an argument when it, it, it may not be. I just wanted to throw that in there. Sorry.
Okay. You're good. I have a question. Do you think everybody has a toxic trait or just certain people?
Everyone.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think everyone has something that is in their character that is not going to necessarily be agreeable with someone else. And I think what happens is we decide, depending on how much we care about a person, we decide if we want to deal with that or not. It's like, and depending on what it is. Now, someone sitting in front of me, my spouse, my mate, my boyfriend, or whatever, chewing with their mouth open, and I can see that, and they're okay. That's not necessarily toxic, but it's a trait that they have, and I think it's nasty. Can I deal with that? I think it's about
give and take, maybe?
give and take. Yes, giving and taking, but also about what you're willing to deal with, basically.
Yeah, because to me, in relationships, the good, basically everyone, you're not going to find there's no perfect person. Everyone's going to have something that itches your nerve, regardless of who it is. But in your relationships, your good outweighs the bad. Even though this person may go on and on and on and get on my nerves, I love the way he always sends me flowers on Monday. Even though he snores and I have to push his ass into the living room. But whenever I'm sick, he makes sure I'm taken care of. The good always outweighs the bad. When it goes left is when the bad is starting to outweigh the good.
Yeah.
And then it's like, wait a minute. You know, like, let's pump our brakes and figure this out and get it back on the right track.
And that's another thing that I find in these new microwave relationships. Like when things start to go left or someone doesn't like something that the other person does, then all of a sudden it's just, let's call it all off. I'm done. I can't deal with this. It's like people don't
give up right off the bat.
Yeah, they don't have the wherewithal to say, okay, this is a bump in the road. Everything is not, it's not going to be perfect. I was married for 5 years. Before Michael died, we were just getting into that groove of what marriage looked like on television, if that makes sense to you.
Yep.
We were just getting into that because I can admit that once I got married, I did change. I was married now. I'm a married woman. So my perspective, my outlook, everything about me changed because now this is my husband. I have this new role. And it was hell at first because all the stuff that and it wasn't like he had changed. He didn't change. It was me. And I started the other stuff that I used to overlook. Now it's just getting on my damn nerves. Pick that shit up. I ain't your mama. I'm not cleaning up behind you. Da. What is going on? You know, all of that. And he's like, that's the same shit I've been doing. What is wrong with you? So, but now, you know, it's like, boom, I'm done. It's over. I'm through. I don't want this no more. Nobody has the endurance to see or to go through those hard places or those dark places. Everyone wants it to be roses and moondrops coming out your ass, and it's not. I mean, and that goes across the board for all relationships, friendships,
yep.
romantic relationships, partner, anything that you got a ship on the end of, damn it. You gotta work it.
It all, for the most part, it deals with trust. You have to have foundations. You have all, because you're gonna go through. If they're worth anything to you, you're gonna have to put in the work.
Yeah,
that's your best friend. You gotta put in the work. If that's your family member, you gotta put in the work. If that's your husband, you gotta put in the work. Girlfriend, boyfriend, gotta put in the work. Pastor, you gotta put in the work. You got to be able to trust them.
Yep.
Any aspect, you got to be able to do it. Because if you jump ship over everything, how are you going to learn how to do anything? And then you might miss the person that you're supposed to be with because you're gone.
Yep. Or that hard space that you're in right now, it doesn't have to last. It didn't have to last as long as it did if both people learn how to work together and not against each other. And I think that's also a thing about relationships nowadays as well. It's not people don't look at it as partnerships. That's my man. No, and to me, it's all in what you want, what you speak is what you manifest. If that's what you believe, for me, that's what I believe. I want a partnership. I want a partner because, like T said, you know, that man there take care of you when you're sick. my man, my Instagram man, he may not want to do that because we don't have this synergy, this connectiveness. And I feel like that's a thing that a lot that people are missing now. It's a collective connectedness, being connected. Because everyone is coming into everything with their own, not only preconceived ideas, not only their own baggage, because we all got baggage. The thing about
Mhm.
that baggage is finding someone that wants to unpack said baggage with you. But
Yeah.
no one is coming into it with the idea of let's combine, let's be connected, let's have this synergy. It's about, does your part fit my part? Does your stuff make me feel good? Does this look good? Do I have, and I know it's not all about social media, this, that, or the third, but for some people it is. But for older people, especially, I'm going to say me, for me, at this good, pretty age of 46, I'm not so much worried about having something that someone else or getting the approval of someone else. I want the approval of the person that I'm with. And I want us to build a connection. And that means, as you've been saying, Deidre, that foundation, that trust, that 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 stuff that's so difficult to work at and that's so hard at getting because you don't want to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
So that's what I think a lot of times that we're missing is, yeah, I'm connected to you. Or some people are afraid to feel that connection
True.
because of what it entails. Because once that happens, just like, oh,
That's what
Because
it's supposed to be like.
once you have a level of connection, your vulnerability is higher. Those walls start going down. So now
yes,
you're leaving yourself open to that person.
yes,
And there's always that little voice in the back of your head that's like, okay, because as the old saying goes, no one's going to look after you like you. But
True.
at the same time, everyone wants to be loved and,
yep,
so forth. So you have to let those walls down because how many times have we heard or experienced you could have had love if you would have just let your walls down and he was tired
yep,
of fighting battle, so he just dipped. So,
yep.
Yeah, that's true.
Absolutely. I agree. I totally agree. Um, that leads us into the conversation of body count. Is a body count important to you ladies? Let's get that question. I just want to know, like, for my own, because I'm nosy like that.
I was gonna say, for me, I'm in between. I'm like, we're all grown. I don't expect whoever I end up to be around. I don't expect you to be a virgin.
Okay.
So, because I'm like, I'm 50. I'm in my 50s. I do not
Yeah.
expect you to be a virgin.
Mhm.
But can I say if it's over your age? If I'm 50, say you 55, and your count is over your age, it might look a little different. Like, okay, you were just a little bit. You just having fun slinging it everywhere.
They just started earlier than you.
No, they started hella early. If you over your age limit.
Maybe they had a threesome.
And that still counts towards that's why it's over your age limit.
Oh, no, thank you. I'm just playing.
But for the most part, no.
Hold on.
Like I said, I don't expect somebody to be a virgin. I'm like, because you can tell me one, and it's going to go in one ear and out the other. Because I'm like, I already know you're not going to want to know what mine is.
Yeah. Okay, we got a question. Let's see what this person
has
to say. Hello, caller.
Hey, how you guys doing? Just like my call.
Hello.
Doing good. How about you?
Just had a question for you. Do you guys believe in God?
Of course.
Yeah, are you Christian or Muslim?
I'm Baptist.
I'm spiritual.
Okay. By spiritual, do you believe in that there's a creator, or what do you mean by spiritual?
Do you have a question?
Yeah, this sort of ties into, like, you ever wonder and ask yourself maybe if you'll be accountable for what you do in this life at all?
Of course.
Do you maybe think what would happen after I die?
Mhm.
So what do you think happens?
What do you believe?
The Bible says, from what the Bible says, you are held accountable. You are made to answer for your deeds, be good or bad.
Does that concern you at all?
Well, what's your question, though?
Like, if that were true, do you think you'd be in trouble, or how do you think you'd be doing?
Do you have a question about the topic that we're talking about right now?
Yeah, it's connected. It's all about, like, today in our culture today, we got people that, like, now it's acceptable to basically live in sin freely. And people live like there's no consequences, or there is no judgment day, there's no consequences in the afterlife. And I'm just wondering, do you guys think about that at all? And does that concern you? Like, you think that maybe what you're doing might have problems in the future?
No. I don't think that
I have a forgiving God, and I have a God who looks past my iniquities. So I let Him be the judgment of me
instead of the individual, because one sin doesn't make more for me more than others. A sin is a sin in His eyes. So if I'm going to be punished, it's going to be through His eyes, not no one else's. So what others may think might be a bigger sin, so this is going to have this consequences, that's not up to that person. I know who it belongs to and who I have to face when that time comes. Now, would we say a lot of people do certain things to where we feel like, okay, that's not something that, we in the church would believe to do, is straight away from it? Yes, that happens every 10 years. With every generation, there's going to be different formats, good and bad. That doesn't mean that because they done something different from what I believe that they're worse off to where they're going straight to hell. They're going to deal with their God. It's like, I'm going to have to deal with mine for mine, and that's how I believe. Does that
Are
help
you worried at all that God might send you to hell?
No, because if that's where I go, that's where I go. If it's not, I will be happy to see my family. But when I get there, that's not my decision to make. That's His.
Did God tell you what to do to avoid hell?
If He chooses that, no matter whatever in my life,
hold on, Deidre.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. I'm going to ask you again, caller. Do you have a question that's pertaining to what we're discussing, or what?
because we're talking about dating and you're bringing up religion.
Oh, it's connected because when your title of your show is "What's Your Body Count?" So
no, that was a topic that you just brought up.
Right. Or something that ties into it because if you brought up the Bible, for example, the Bible says that if you have any type of sex outside of marriage, that's fornication, that's a sin. God will punish you for that. But in our culture today, it's promoted, and people think that's perfectly fine. So I'm wondering, from your perspective, one of you said you believe in God, I believe the other sister says she's spiritual, if you think there's any consequences for sexual immorality.
If there's consequences for not paying all your grocery bills. You accidentally got something for free when you shouldn't have. There's ways to be sin in many formats. I have a question for you.
True.
Excuse me. I have a question for you. Are you still a virgin before you got married or was in a serious relationship?
No.
So you're judging. Therefore,
I'm judging.
You would not pay attention to somebody giving judgment to you for not withstanding, but you're now on a podcast where women are talking about does it matter if that person had a body count. That is part of a topic. That's not the whole topic of this whole show. But you're coming on, bringing God into it to where it's like it's a sin. But you just stated yourself that you did the exact same thing that you're on here asking, judging about. Tell me how that makes sense.
Yeah, it's called repentance.
No, you're not repenting. You're not repenting.
I know that.
You're accusing.
Okay, thank you. I thank you
Bye-bye.
for your time. Bye.
Why are you guys so upset?
No one's upset, sir. No one's upset. I'm not upset. My guest is not upset. No one's upset. But I've asked you if you have a question pertinent to what we're talking about, what the discussion was, and it doesn't really seem like you do. You want a platform.
I did. I told you the question.
Well,
no,
and
it's not really pertaining.
Hold on. Yeah, you said something, and I appreciate your input. I really do. But when I have a question, our topic on here discussing morality, repentance, and spirituality and religion, I encourage you to call back in, and we will have a discussion. But as of right now, with the time that I have left, I'm going to get back to my guest so that we can finish the discussion of talking about body count. I thank you for calling in, though. Please call in again the next time you hear something else that sparks your attention, okay?
All right. Thank you, man. You guys have a good night.
You too. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay. Now, back to what I was saying.
Body count.
Lady T, did you want to answer the question about, because Deidre already answered and gave her point of view. Did you want to add something to the discussion about body count?
So I think it just depends on how it comes up, two, where we're at. If we're serious, why would I focus on his past and I am his present? If it's just casual conversation, because I have known associates who have been serious, who have been good, and once that topic was brought up, one looked at the other totally different. But that was that person's past. And then it was, oh, you're judging me. And then it went into a whole bunch of other stuff, and it ended up tearing the relationship apart. So my thing is, just like Deidre, my thing is, if you did sleep with the whole county, I don't want every other woman we run into that's someone you used to sleep with. But at the same time, so it just depends on how serious the relationship is for me, because I could see how it can change people's perspectives. So if you really want to know the answer to the question, you have to be prepared for the answer.
True.
It's the man or the woman. You definitely got to be.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Who do y'all think would really want to know that answer, a male or a female?
I've come across more men. Go ahead.
More male.
What'd you say, T?
I've come from my experience with it. It's been more males asking than females.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm the same. It's like they want to know that, okay, you have some experience to where it's like I'm thinking so that it's not all of them, that you were able to put something into that when that situation comes about. But then if the person is not secure enough, and when they realize, okay, she does have some knowledge and she does have some skills, they want to know who taught you and how long you've been doing it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you can't be happy with the fact that I know something and I choose to do it only with you, no one else.
The old saying, you can't make a hoe into a housewife. What a lot of people, that goes both ways.
It does.
You can't make a man hoe into a husband either. So you got to look at it on both sides of the token. But I think a lot of time people push that towards the woman. Oh, you can't make a hoe into a housewife. Well, come on now. You were out there in your college days and your fraternity days and your,
your body count way higher than your age.
Exactly. So your body count is actually higher than mine, but you're judging me and vice versa. You get what I'm saying? That's why if you ask that question, you have to be prepared.
Have to be prepared for that answer. I agree.
You're mature for the answer.
Yeah. I agree with y'all. And I think also going back to the discussion when you were saying that men ask it a lot more, I think that there is a point where a man doesn't really, they want you to have a little experience, but it's still, for some men, it's still that thing of where they want to be the first.
Want to be that one to give you that ultimate.
Yeah, they want to
teach you.
Yeah, they want to be that first. For me personally, I don't need to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know, because when the question is asked, then I'm going to have to come back and explain my stuff. And I don't really think you need to know that. All that we need to know, for me personally, is that you're safe. If you've been if you've been having protective sex, if you've had protective sex, if you go yearly for your test and your test comes back clean, and we're going to be using condoms when we have sex, and we're going to be doing, oh, well, I don't like condoms. Too bad.
So sad. See you later till you do.
Yeah. So, personally, I think condoms are useful. They need to be used. And then when they're not, I think
more variety than just a regular plain, to where it's still safe if you're going to do that and you're going to put yourself in that situation. You can still be safe and still have variety.
Yes, absolutely.
To where it makes it pleasurable. And it shouldn't be something that you should feel weird to talk about. You should be able to express it, because today's world, if you thinking the person is being so truthful, they could be cheating, or they could be sick and not even know it, and they're passing it. So you need to You need to know who you're dealing with. You have to be in a solid and safe relationship. And if you're going to go that route, protect yourself. It protects both of you.
Exactly. Get tested. And I also think that in today's society, in today's world, now that you have more people that are sexually fluid, you have people that are in polyamorous relationships. You have more people that are openly swinging. They're
being more comfortable, be able to express themselves. It used to just be the LBJ. All those people were only able, and even that was limited. Now we're in a time frame where no matter what, you already know whatever you do, you're going to be judged. You can be get judgment for the fact when you at home minding your business playing video games. You're going to get judgment because you're playing video games. You're going to get judgment because you took too much. You're going to get judgment because you don't do your hair like everybody else, the standard.
But that's, I don't want to say who cares, but at the same time, it's your life. And I don't judge people.
To live your life.
Yeah, I don't judge people for what they do in their bedrooms.
Because I don't want to know what goes on in mine. So everybody should stay out of everybody's bedroom unless you were invited.
I think today's society focuses too much on what goes on in other people's love life. That's their love life, what they got going on. Get your own love life or pay attention to your own love life, but stay out of their bedroom.
COVID made it worse.
For people's bedrooms.
I think COVID made it a lot worse because everybody had to stay home. So any type of interaction was internet. It was online, to where it was just seeing other people do normal things. It gave a comfort because you were isolated inside your home. So I think that it still has a lingering effect to a degree because people have gotten comfortable with it. So now pulling away from it is difficult because that became the norm.
Because I think people nowadays look at social media as their way of socializing, and it's not the same because you're not interacting with a person face to face. But
I agree.
When you look at people who were like under 20 or maybe 23, them interacting with you in face to face is a lot different than how they interact with you with a phone or on a Zoom call. That personal interaction, and you have a lot more kids and young people who now have social anxiety and they have issues in being in public places where before we were being everywhere prior to COVID. It was kind of,
and we didn't have that much internet. The internet wasn't as
out there.
Destructive I will say destructive as it is now. Because when it first came out, it was more positive than negative. But as it grew and more things were accessible, that's when the negativity came in and took over. It's still positive aspects for the internet and being bloggers and YouTubes and all these other things.
That's what I was about to say.
Negative took over. It took over.
It has to, and also I think the negative thing about social media is it's your algorithm. It's what if you click on that fight video, if you click on that video of whatever, that's
you can find it on your Facebook. You can find
it's going to bombard you. We also now have doom scrolling. We have the news cycle that pretty much goes 24 hours a day, and it just repeats the same stories over ad nauseum. And that, even though you may not be totally engaged in it, you still hear it, especially if it's the background noise of your life through television, through radio, through podcasting, through whatever it is that you gain your entertainment from. I think also the thing that, and I'm not knocking it at all. I think that the Me Too movement was very important. I think the Time Up movement was very important, but at the same time, those two movements, in my opinion, push forward a narrative of sexualization and of also being critiqued about what happens in people's bedrooms. I may get some flack for it, but I also think the LGBTQIA community, what happened, when I say that, I'm not talking about everyone in the community, so it's not a collective, but there are certain people within the LGBT community that makes what they do, they have made it more of a soul, and I'm talking about transgender people. I'm sorry, it's my opinion. It's my opinion. It's just, it's out there, and then you put everything, because the minute that, and where I'm going with it is, when you come and you talk about the I lost my thought.
Okay.
I lost my thought. It comes to the point where you're talking about the not the cancel culture, but the trans community and everything that happens. And it's like all of this is just, it's sucking us in. And everything is sucking us in. And we become fixated on it, of what happens, and I don't know. Anyway, I got off topic. Sorry.
I got a question. It's okay. Do y'all believe romance is dead?
No.
No, I think people are less they are hesitant to be romantic because they don't want to be taken of, used, or looked at as a quote unquote simp. I'm going to say, like Sasha, I might get some slack for this, but it is what it is. I get so upset to hear people call Russell Wilson a simp. That man loves
his wife.
Right, he's not afraid to show his woman how much he loves her. And to me, that's not a simp. That's a real man. He don't care in private.
Don't care what nobody thinks.
Well, nobody got it. He love him some CC, and he gonna make sure that everybody and their mama know it. And I don't see anything wrong with that. So
I don't either.
People constantly attacking him, if you have a man that is like that, even though we should not care, but we care about judgment. Let's just be honest.
Yeah,
that person may hold back because they don't want their boys clowning them or their family clowning them or people coming at them or whatnot. But that's between you and a woman, to me.
Yeah. And my thought about that is, if you are a heterosexual man, why are you, as a heterosexual man that loves women, so much more concerned about your boys and your bromances than you are showing your woman that romance and that care? Because there are a lot of men, if you look at it, and I shouldn't say a lot, there are quite a few, and a lot of times you hear the red pill guys and the passport bros and those types of men where they are more concerned and having more consideration for their bros than they do for their women, and they have very little regard. But I also think that those types of men also are having issues with their sexuality. If they're not having issues with their sexuality, I really think that they hate women, period.
I think they get caught up in the culture because it seems like now it's popular or the thing to be against women than to be for her. Love on your woman or be for your woman. So it's okay to together at the club. It's okay for you to hit it and quit it. It's okay for you to do that. But if you, oh, bro, I'm about to go get my girl some flowers and cook her dinner. Oh, my God, bro, you going to do that? I can't believe you going to do that. You taking advice from a new brother that's about to go home and eat a TV dinner while you
noodles,
a wifey and a family. Like, you need to take, same thing for a woman. Girl, you doing all that for the Negro? You don't know what he got going on at the office. You taking advice from homegirl who done been through how many men in the past month? Like, sometimes you have to look at who you listen to. Because lonely people like company. Lonely people love company. And when you can't your homegirls or your friends, if they're not for your relationship, a lot of times without them saying it, they could be against the relationship. So I think I agree with you on that, Shalonda. I don't understand why we're in a culture now where, oh, well, Russell Wilson is a simp, but what's dude's name that passed away last year that used to be horrible to women, and I could never understand why women would.
OJ?
They would think he was everything.
Kevin Samuels.
Thank you. They would think he was just everything. And I'd be like, he talked to women like they were less than whatever. I think that's cool.
Under his shoe.
But you got this man over here who openly prays with his woman, salutes his woman. Oh, he's a simp. He's a wuss. He's this. Okay, whatever. If you say so.
And not only that, but Russell took in and is fathering and loving on a child that's not even his. Like without any doubt, he loves that little boy as if he was his own child. And how can you not?
Yes, for him.
Yeah, that's respect, because his daddy showed him shit.
Thank you. As much as he go on making tracks and talking down about it, but I'm like, you're talking down about a man who's taking care of your child, but yet we don't ever see you doing it. Always
just having more babies.
The person who is there taking care of your child, who's standing up to him, see that this is what a man does.
We don't even
see you here just making more babies. And talking down about people.
That's what and this country, and we're going to get into Project 2025. Don't think that I'm avoiding the topic. I'm not. I got to read it. I want to make sure that I read it before so that I can know exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Project 20, so what I can't understand is, and again, I lost my train of thought.
Yeah, let's say project till everybody knows, reads all the information. So we're gonna save that one for another podcast.
No, I wasn't even going to talk about Project 25.
I'm just going to make sure.
2025. No, I wasn't going to talk about it. It was something else that I was. Oh, this is what I was going to say.
Okay.
You have in the United States here now, we have all of this stuff, these states, Florida and whatnot, that are pushing Georgia, that are pushing the ban on learning about African American studies and they want us to think that we started as slaves, that our culture as black people started with slavery. It did not. But even though the throwback of slavery that a lot of people don't want to talk about and don't want to really acknowledge is the self-fulfilling prophecy. We are living in the times of that self-fulfilling prophecy where you still have black men that are being bucks. If you don't know what it is, look it up. And you're going out here making babies and you're walking away from them. You're dropping your seed and you're walking away from them. At a time our ancestors had no control over the separation of our families, of their children being sold, of a husband being sold, or the wife and the niece or whoever. They were being sold. We didn't have that control to hold us together. Now that we have the power, the control, the know-how, the wherewithal, we are all shitting it away by continuously delving into this self-fulfilling prophecy that is left over. Y'all can say what you want to say, but it's left over slavery that is left over in the mitochondrial DNA of our ancestors, and it keeps getting passed down, passed down, passed down, passed down. And that's all I got to say about that.
Okay.
It is. It is. Nobody wants to talk about it because to talk about that, to say that, nobody wants to verbalize it. But that's what we're doing. That's what our culture, that's what our black men, some of them are doing. They're still bucking. They're still being bucked. They're still being used for their semen to go and make the strongest babies to be out there in the field to pick cotton. That's what it was. That's what it was. That's what they did. I mean, call a thing a thing. Call a thing a thing.
That's a topic that I don't have a problem talking about. But I want to kind of, me personally, I kind of want to stay on the dating.
Oh, it's fine. We can stay there. I don't have a problem going there, but I think that it needs to be said. I think that
I don't disagree. I don't disagree at all about that. Yes, that's a topic that.
That's what I'm saying. I think that the topic, I think that it needs to be said. I think that we need to learn about it, because if you don't learn about it, if we don't identify the repeating cycle that we're doing, then what's the point? That's what I'm saying. That's why I said it. Not to harp on it or stay on it. I just feel like the conversation needed to be said. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. But, you know, that's
and
that.
Also to go and educate themselves on it.
True.
That's the whole thing. My thing is, and not to go left field here or anything, but
well, I already did. It's okay.
Over the past month, I am not a political person. I for myself, but over the past month, I've posted things, and I've had 2 conversations with 2 different people in my life about it, and one was a debate, and one was just knowledge. They didn't know. They thought Project 2025 was not real. They thought it was something made up. And when I heard that, and by them saying to me, oh, my God, I thought that wasn't real, are you serious? And I'm like, yes, I'm serious. It's real. It's not something that people's using to try to scare you or whatever. And therefore, I try almost every day to post something, because it's 920 pages, but I try to post something every day that's from there, tells you what page it's on. So if you don't do anything else, you'll go to that page and read. You get what I'm, because I don't expect any and everybody to go and read 920 pages. Me, I'm a reader. Now, I'll be honest with you, some of that stuff in there, I'll be like, what in the heck are they talking about? Just put it in plain terms. But you have people who will break it down in layman's terms and then tell you the page to go find it so you see it broken down in legality of how they're going to try to pass it. And I tell people, Project 2025, and then make your decision of how you want to vote. And that's it. Nothing more, nothing less. I don't say go here, go there, whatever. But read it and decide how you want to move forward from there.
Yeah, because
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, I don't tell. Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm done. I'm sorry. I said I think people should educate themselves. So when you hear stuff Shalonda was just talking about, somebody out there is going to say, oh, what's that? Let me go and Google that. But
Google, see exactly what it is.
Right. Google should be used for more than just crazy stuff. Use it for beneficial stuff as well. That's what I tell my daughter that all the time.
Mhm. And I was in a group not too long ago where someone was talking about AI. How can you use AI or think that AI is a reputable source of information? I get it. I get the outrage that a lot of people have against AI. I get what a lot of people think about, but you also have to understand that there are different, like, co-pilot things. Those are just a few of the AI generators that are out there, and it doesn't just generate the art. It doesn't just generate
voices,
the voice over things. It doesn't just do that. There are AI generators out here that are just for educational purposes. You can ask it a question and it will tell you. But again, it is just like anything else. It is a tool. It is not for you to go and get all of your information from. Facebook is entertaining. I find plenty of articles sometimes interesting that are real on Facebook that I enjoy reading. But Facebook is not my only source of information. If AI is just a tool for you to use right now in order for you to go and get more information and it sends you somewhere else, by all means, do that.
Yep, even Google now. Google uses AI.
Exactly.
That's all. It's like you can't put down something that's coming no matter what. You either learn how to use it, accept the fact that it's going to come there, but to be aware. Some people, I think, just don't want to learn because it's a new age, it's a new era, and there's like set in their ways, and they're like, okay, that's for the next generation. I'm like, no, it's for now too, not just for the future. It's for here, and you need to know.
One of those people who don't understand it, but I'm willing to learn it.
Yeah.
But one of the things that Sasha said that it's also a learning tool. It's a tool on there that college kids can use to where, now to me, here's the thing. I think it's a very good tool because while you're listening to your professor lecture, it will record that lecture. It will make notes for you. It will make quizzes for you. It will make cards for you. But I think that, to me, because I am old school, I think you learn more when you do it yourself. However, you understand this newer generation, for those who might not be good at doing that AI helps them with that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
doing the index cards and the quizzes and stuff. However, some of the kids that I work with or have worked with in the past are not. They don't know how to do that. So AI would help them with stuff like that. So I do agree it is good for a good learning tool and assisting, but it shouldn't be your only go-to. Also put in some of those as well.
Exactly. It can't be. We can't just be totally dependent on it because, again, AI was crafted and is crafted and by humans. And I'm going to tell you something else. By being a person that uses AI art and that uses AI to create AI art, I should say, the AI art the generators are very limited. You can tell that they were done, that it was trained by white men. Let's just put it out there. I'm not biting my tongue for shit. Like, it was done by white men. And in order to be a person of color, to get color from AI, you have to put in your prompts very specifically, or everyone. That's why when you look at some pictures now, you're like, that's AI. That's AI. Because everything looks the same because no one knows how to write a prompt the correct way in order to get something different. All the women look the same. Because to write a very good AI prompt, there are so many words that you can use where you can talk about architecture. You can talk about the different types of paintings. You can talk about the different types of finishes. There are so many words that you can use to describe someone. But most of the time you will see black. And then another thing with doing AI art, it does not want to put in fat. On some of them, when you put in fat, if you say curvy, it's going to give you a rendering of a woman with very large breasts. That's not curvy. If you put in fat, voluptuous, plus size, super size, mega size, then whatever Copilot, which was through Microsoft, which then took over Bing, which was Microsoft. Now it's Copilot. It blocks it. It won't let you do it. It says that it goes against our terms. It goes against our whatever. It won't let you do your painting. It won't let you do your picture. So it is a tool. It's not the best tool, but it is a tool. It can do a lot of things. It can help you, but it's not the only thing that's out there. And I think that that's the biggest problem that I have with anything is that people are lazy. They want one stop does it all. There are people that write books. The books that sometimes, if you are a reader and you get Amazon Kindle Unlimited, some of the books that are on there that are like $1.99, 99 cents by authors that you don't really know, those books are written on AI.
Okay.
You can write a book from AI. You can put in the book. You can put in your prompt what you want it to say, how many pages, the subject matter, and AI will write it for you. You can do a resume. You just have to
It's just
know.
another form of a ghostwriter.
Yeah. It writes stories. AI can do whatever you want it to do. It can.
You just have to be not afraid to experience it or to learn from it.
Exactly.
Without thinking, okay, it's all going to be something negative. With everything new, there's going to be something negative because we're human, and we're going to find, our minds are going to find a way to do something negative with something new. It's technology. So somebody's going to try to find that learning curve. Somebody's going to figure out, okay, what loophole they can use to get around whatever it is that they want to get out of it, and if it's negative. But the reality of it is, what?
They're already doing it. I mean, because
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely.
But why people are still afraid of it is because I'm like, it's new. It's to a degree. It's something that they have to learn.
It's not
for some people it is. Not everyone, but for some people
yes. Some of AI, what we are seeing now that people can use is fairly new. The concept of it is not. It's been around.
Well, everything's been around for who knows how long. But if it never gives notice until people start picking at it to the point, oh, this is bad. This is bad because this happens, or this can, to where you get the notoriety. Once the notoriety comes and people can't get what they want from it, that's bad. That has negative stuff to it, and that makes more people fearful. As you go, like when you were saying about the news concept, it's like 99.9% of everything is negative. And then at the very end, it's a positive highlight. Like that's going to cover up the last 30 minutes.
It does. I think what really triggered AI to be considered so bad and so negative was the fact that AI was touted as taking people's jobs. Which is true. It can. It can take some people's jobs away. It definitely can do that. I'm not going to sit there and say it can't, but it can. But it is limited, and it can learn.
Yeah,
but
it still
at
needs
the
a human
same
component.
time, at what it's learning, it's not going to. It takes a while for it to learn it, because at the end of the day, it has been programmed, and what has been programmed in it, it's just like it's like a child. It's basically like a child. So if you continue to use it, like I said, depending on what you do with it, Mid-Journey, which is another AI generator that a lot of people use for a lot of the art creation. It is better, and it's a little better than Copilot and Bing in the fact that the pixelation and what the pixels and how the artwork comes out doesn't look so mechanical or fake. But again, you just have to know how to really write your prompts in order to get what you really want. And that's the hardest part is writing the prompt. If you just to get what you want to do. But I enjoy it. I'm not going to sit here and say I did. I just started. It's been not even a year that I've been using AI to do my flyers for my podcast.
Sure.
I do other artwork. Now I'm getting into the AI generation of doing the voices, the what you call it, avatars.
Okay.
Yes, I'm creating avatars. They say what I want them to say. I can make them say. I posted it. I did two of them.
I've seen them.
Yeah, I did it for as an announcement. That was AI generated. I did it. So it's really fun. I've even taught some older adults how to some older ladies 60 and I think they were like 60 and above how to use AI and how to write prompts. And they enjoyed it. They got, it wasn't the best. They weren't, some of the stuff that they got was a leg was where a head and connected, an arm was connected to a head and, but they enjoyed it, and that's what I like. I like the fact that AI art can it can bring a gap between the ages, the age gap between now people's great grandchildren and their and their great grandparents can now get on the computer and create stuff. So it has its perks. It's not all bad. It has its perks, but that's just me. I'm just a geek. I'm a nerd. I'm a computer nerd. But anyway.
Yeah, don't say.
Yes, I am a computer nerd. And if you use Canva, because everybody's using Canva.
No, everybody don't.
Oh, well. We got to get you using Canva, Deidre.
Why?
I can go on Canva and create you a whole new magazine cover, front and back. I know how to do that. I know how to do that. Like I can create you a template. And so every month when you want to update your magazine online, I can give you the template, and then all you have to do is plug in where you want the stuff, where you want it to say, and you can have your template. And I created it on Canva.
Okay. That'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, it's not hard. That's where I do all my stuff. Is on Canva. You do everything on Canva. It's a good skill to have. It's where I make all my flyers, my logo. Like the logo that I use now, I made that logo on first I made it on Copilot, and then I spruced it up on Canva and added a little razzle dazzle, a little Sasha razzle dazzle to it. You know what I'm saying?
Okie dokie.
Oh, let's razzle dazzle. Okay, I'm done. I can talk about AI. We're gonna have to do a show about AI. Let me write that down.
Yeah,
Write that down. I'm so glad I put this.
You so glad you what?
I'm glad I put this pen and paper over here beside me to write my notes.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Show topics. What other topics we gonna have to do?
I'll go through my list with you.
Oh God, you got a list?
Hey, you saw the list. I told you.
Yeah, I know.
For the year.
I see.
For articles. So I can go through some of those. You can pick out.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that one about music. You know what I miss about June that they don't do anymore? You remember how when we were younger, the month of June used to be Black Music Month?
Mhm.
They don't do that anymore.
Well, music's changed too much, so
They took Black Music Month and made it Juneteenth.
Mm. Yeah, they always try to shorten black, anything black. Try to shorten as much as possible. But oh well, they can try. We do it. We celebrate it. Whatever. That's why we can roll our windows down and blast what we want to listen, whatever we want.
Do a little Sexy Red. Well, ain't that her name?
Girl, I ain't thinking about nobody.
Sexy Red. Ain't that Sexy Red? Ain't that her name? That little era. Skill.
No. No.
You think I had
no problem showing my age. That is a no.
You don't like it? You don't like that?
I never heard it.
Oh, you ain't never heard it.
That's what I'm saying. I don't have no problem with showing my age. No.
We gotta introduce you to some Sexy Red.
No. That's okay.
When I do this music show, I'ma throw a little bit. I'ma throw a little bit in here. Yep.
Yeah, you go right on ahead.
I might do that next week. Oh yeah. Let me see.
Put it in your notes.
That's what I just did. And then I'm gonna play some. Oh, I know how I will do it. I'll load some music on here. Can't do a whole lot though. Can't load a whole lot. But I'll load some songs on here. Some of the newest ones that they got, and some of the rap. You want to talk about rap? You want to talk about some of the newest rap?
No, I don't need to know about the newest rap. I prefer the old. I'll deal with the old.
Megan Thee Stallion and what's that girl name? Scary Spice or something Spice. She looked like a little Chucky doll.
Well, damn.
Oh gosh, it's so much. There's so much
that I don't need to know. No.
You don't need to.
No. I am content with my 90s.
Cool.
I will be honest with you. I am a true 90s R&B woman.
Thank you.
But when for my birthday about 3 weeks ago, they were playing all kind of music. It was a vibe. But when they turned on, what's her name? Sexy Red. That whole place, like, on it. The way we would be doing it when they used to play, I'm really about to tell our age. What what is that song called? A nasty song. I like the way she freaked with no. What is the name of the song?
Oh, I know that you're talking about.
T-shirt and panties on.
No.
Well, I tell you, they had the whole place in a club. Her song goes in, but me listening to the radio, I'll be like, I ask my daughter, why are you listening to this?
And this why I'm listening to you, and this one on the radio. Like we really paying attention to her.
It's a whole in a club. Now listening to it like how we talking right now, no. But
thank you.
I am a girl. I am a Jodeci, Joe, a Tyrese, Tony, Mary, all Mary. I'm all that.
Paul Wilson.
But you can
Loki.
Because it's the club. It gets people up and dancing and doing their thing. Please.
Sexy Red, honey. Everybody loves Sexy Red. Everybody loves Sexy Red because...
Let Sexy Red go on with the younger people and just let it go. You're not on board with people who want to...
I think that, between the two of y'all, I'm the baby.
You lost off. You keep your red to yourself.
I'm the baby.
Yeah, we the ones to be telling you go listen to that in your room. Close the door.
Exactly. I don't really listen to Sexy Red, but I've heard, she had what? She had too long ago had a baby.
She's trying to backpedal all this. Now, it sounds like I don't really listen to it.
I don't. There's a lot of music that I know, but I don't necessarily listen to it. Yeah. Because I enjoy music. I enjoy all types of music, but I'm not a big... I like when she goes, ski. I like that, but that's about it. That's about it. A lot of people like her because they say that folks are hating on her because she's a skeezer.
Okay.
Now I'll tell you the song that came out last summer that threw me for a loop.
What?
Pound Town, my booty hole brown.
See, I
like it when we go to Pound. Huh?
I asked for it because I said what. I should have known the answer was going to be something stupid.
That's not stupid.
Girl, please. If you know what you just said was so wrong, you be laughing before we could get it out. So,
Pound Town. That was the name of the song, Pound Town.
Yeah, the lyrics don't. That needs to be one of the songs where you don't realize what the lyrics are till 20 years later.
Oh, well.
Were you sitting up in your 30s talking about, I'm playing that?
I got my old card when I was playing Sheila E. on the piano, and people said, who that? That's when you just slowly just pull away and walk away.
Oh, yeah, that is the one. That is the song.
Have you know what song they don't have?
You don't stop.
They don't have love songs anymore.
No, they don't. What they call love songs is just humping. I was like, I just want to hump you. That ain't no love song.
Okay.
You and your music is being revoked.
Who, me?
Yeah, you. Yeah, you. She right over there. All this crazy stuff. We hear you and I'm not responding. funny because you already got me once when I said what.
Yeah, I didn't know that this was Sexy Red singing Pound Down. Thugging with my rounds, my coochie pink, my booty hole brown. Come suck a bitch toes, Pound Town. Just left Pound Town.
And the fact that she feels that crap is funny.
It is funny. It is very funny. It is very funny.
This lady put those words to a beat.
Yeah, that's why everybody dancing, because they don't know what the hell they saying.
That's right. That's why you should always Google it and get the words.
They're gonna be somewhere talking about something. I was really
going to know the words, because when they did it, it's like, that's what I've been dancing to.
Right.
Yep. That's the song. I kid you not. That's the words to the song. Then she said, I'm trying to get my coochie stretched.
Girl, if you don't stop.
Well, they do have some love songs. October London. Whew.
Oh God. She was that so my favorite artist right now is Lucky Day, and he's gonna be at the Tabernacle. He's gonna be at the Tabernacle on my birthday, the 16th of August.
And you do not be there.
Why you gotta say that?
Because you're going to be somewhere else having fun. That's why.
I would love to go see Lucky Day. Lucky Day does some really good art. I mean, it's some R&B. Like with Lucky Day, you get a little mix of everything. You get some of that Jodeci sound. You get a little hip hop. Get a little R&B. You get a very good mixture of sounds and songs when you listen to Lucky Day. He kind of grew on me. He's a pretty chocolate though. I tell you something. He's almost 40. He doesn't look 40. He has a very good skin routine. He doesn't look 40.
His head doubled.
He is. He's a nice looking man. But anyway, that's some R&B. October London was in Atlanta or somewhere. It's some nice shows that are coming up in the fall that I said that I want to try to go see. I want to see Layla Hathaway. Oh, I love her. I think she's gonna be at City Winery. I think, or something. I seen something that said Jill Scott was. All I saw was Jill Scott, City Winery, and I got excited. And it's not her. It's not her. It's like a tribute to Jill Scott and Erykah Badu. So someone is going to be doing their songs. I can't think of the lady's name, but she's going to be covering their songs. So you do that, sis. You do that. I don't really. I'm sure she'll do a good job, but I'm not really. Okay, I'm done. Okay. So, Deidre, what's some of your favorite songs?
I'm still dumbstruck at the stuff that you just finished came up with.
I didn't come up with it. It's
the fact that you even knew
that's out there.
That you even knew it. Yeah, the fact that you even knew it was enough.
Oh, girl, please.
I'm not. Well, girl, please, no, tush. Anyway, I'm old school. Jodeci, Tevin Campbell, Boyz II Men. I like even Aaron Hall. I'm all in that realm.
I don't know about that now. Aaron Hall, he took his boot off and beat that woman.
I ain't talking
And
about
that
what he
ain't
did.
allegedly.
I'm talking about what he did in that booth with that microphone. That other stuff. That's why he went to jail.
I'm talking about what he did with that boot. He did that scene from Tina Turner Lifetime movie where Ike Turner beat her with his boot in the limousine. That's what Aaron Hall did. He did that to somebody. But yeah, okay.
You really gonna make girl?
I'm saying that's what happened, and it's not allegedly either. That's what happened.
I didn't say it was alleged. I said I didn't care what he got charged with outside that recording booth.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about what he sung.
So we feel the same way about R. Kelly.
People still root for R. Kelly, but I'd be damned if that repeat offenders anywhere in my ear range.
So you don't listen to R. Kelly because of the crimes he did?
Uh-huh.
Okay. What about you, T? You don't listen to R. Kelly either anymore?
Who?
You.
I'm just being real. I listen to it all. I still listen to Aura. Because this is my opinion and my opinion only.
Okay.
Do I think what he did was right? No. But do I also think those parents are guilty as well? Yes.
Mm-hmm. That's two things why I don't deal with R. Kelly. One, for the things that he did, but also a lot of people don't, if they pay attention, if you listen to the music, he remixes his music and make it seem like it's new music when it's actually old music.
Yeah.
The words are totally different, but the music is still the same. He's remixing his own music, so it's not like he's really coming up with a lot of new music. He's coming up with a lot of new music. He was remixing his old music and just putting some new words to it, but it was still the same old music. For me, that was like no.
But yeah, I'm a SWV Escape. I'm a art. I do like some rap. Don't get me wrong. I used to be in love with Plies.
Oh yes.
In love with Method Man.
That song he did with Neo.
Yes. I'm still in love with Method Man. I love me some Method Man. The older he gets, the finer he gets.
Oh, the hotter, yes. I'm like, that's one man who's sexy, but respectful to women. He shows how much he loves his woman. That's what makes him sexy.
Right. Now, some of the new stuff I do know because I have a teenager in my house, and TikTok is real. So I do know the Sexy Red. I do know the Glow. I do know the Megan and Cardi and all the rest of them. Ice Spice and
that's her name, Ice Spice.
Oh, you shush.
The Coi Leray and all that. The Little Baby, the Babies, and all that. I know all that. So, but I'm used to like T.I. and Biggie and Outkast and Dungeon Family and things of that nature.
Yeah, that was so sad about Rico Wade. Yeah. The Dungeon Family, Rico Wade. Those were the days. Riding down those, slapping Cadillac doors. My Spodioli Jubilee.
There's not one word.
You didn't understand nothing I said.
Oh, I tuned you out a long time ago, especially when she was going down new people's stuff. And you're like, oh, yeah, I'm like,
You got to stay up with the times. I mean,
I can listen to the time and be just as content.
no, I know. I mean, I don't know all of the new stuff. Now, I tell you a group that's out that I really enjoy, and I didn't know he had all these kids. I'm like, wow, where did all these kids come from? What's his name from? Boys to Men, YA, or how you say his name?
Yeah, YA. Yeah,
YA. Yes, his sons and that little group they got. They just seem pretty good. I was like, okay, I like that little song. I can't remember the name of it, but I like it.
See, she goes to normal and then she just takes it up a notch where she's just banned. I'm like, just when you think you're about to give her card back to enter the building, you got to snatch it back because I'm like, nope, nope.
You took my card?
Oh, girl, I been took your card about 10, 15 minutes ago.
Which card?
You never looked down and looked at it like your music card. I'm not going to say black card, but your, No, you never looked down and realized that was just that was a flyer.
Did y'all see the video during Mother's Day, and it was Boys to Men, and they were singing, "Mama, I love you." You weren't expecting that one.
For it to be hit so many sour notes. No, I knew to expect it. As soon as you said Boys to Men and Mother's Day, you know what song is that's about to come out your mouth. But to hit it that sour of a note, no, I can say I am not surprised. My only thing is, was that on purpose or what?
Anyway. So, Boys to Men, they were performing, and they were singing that song, Mama. And poor Nate, I've always had the biggest crush on Nate. Oh, my God.
Yeah, because he just lost his mom.
Yes, honey, yes. I think he is so fine. Oh, my God. I don't know why I think he is so fine.
If he's a quiet one.
Really? You think so?
Well, Wanye was the bold black, the one, always out like he was doing the Brandy thing. The other one, he was kind of quiet, got married, he was the family one. You never knew anything about Nathan. You didn't know which way he went. He kept his private life private.
I knew Nathan was married. Now, I tell you the one that I didn't know was married was Wanye. No, I knew Sean was married, and he had gotten a divorce.
Yeah, 1 year was married.
I didn't know he was married.
Mhm.
And he got 4 sons, and they call themselves, what they call themselves?
Wayne Moore, WAYN Moore, something like that. I forgot.
Yeah, Wayne Moore.
Yeah.
WANMOR. Yeah. Oh, I know Tracy Nash. Who is Tracy Nash? She must not be anybody. He married her in 2002.
You don't know. Who knows?
Talking about they got 6 children. Damn. No wonder we ain't never heard nothing. She can't do that. She was always baby.
Okay.
What? She always having baby.
So that's what I just said. Okay.
They got 4 sons and 2 daughters.
$2.
But yeah, way more. They they got this song out, and that's his four sons. And so, what's the name of the song? Alone with You. That's a nice song.
Mhm.
It's a pretty good song. You haven't heard it before?
Oh, I've heard it.
Oh, okay.
I've seen them. I think it was on Inside Edition or Entertainment Tonight, where they got interviewed and they were singing. I think they were doing a video for it.
Yeah.
And
I think that's their first.
Mom, and then Wanya chimed in.
Oh, that's so sweet. So he dumped Brandy, and then he went. I don't blame him.
For real.
Oh, let me not say anything because everybody. The voice. Brandy is the voice.
Brandy was the voice back in that day. It's Brandy. She's always. I'm like, Brandy got a kid already, so ain't worried about like, oh, she can't be touched. She was touched.
She was touched. Yeah. And then there is Ray J.
Oh,
Every time I think about Ray J, I think about that. He was on that show. What's that thing called that we was looking at during the Versus? Yeah, he was on the Versus.
Doing what?
He was trying to sing, honey.
That boy only came out with one. He came out with one record, and there was only 2 songs on it that made any sense.
I can't help that. Anyway, so I think we done went everywhere, but we don't went all the way around the world. So I guess we'll close it out. You have any announcements to make, Deidre?
No, because you haven't decided when you're gonna do your articles and stuff.
I'm gonna do it when I take my break. So it'll probably be September.
We'll see.
Okay.
We shall see. But besides you doing your stuff, let's see. You already know I'm working on the rest of the articles to push through the rest of this year, so I can focus more on getting more interviews. But yeah, there's going to be more Black History facts, new and old. There's going to be more cooking in the Cooking Broke section. And people seem to be loving the poetry and short stories.
Oh.
And the comics.
Okay. Well, there we go.
So trying to bring you in 2025 on a high note where there's still a variety of stuff for everyone.
Okay. Lady T, you got anything that you want to make an announcement about? You driving.
Well, hopefully within the next 2 months, 30 days to 45 days, I will be gracing your platforms with a podcast that I will be a part of with 3 other people. We are getting ready to start shooting in probably 30 days our episodes and stuff, and just put it out there to see how people grasp the podcast and whatnot. Still working out some kinks and getting some things together and whatnot. But basically, y'all will hear me a lot more either on YouTube and or Facebook or a social media platform. So I'm looking forward to it.
Congratulations. So what's the name of it is going to be? Do you know?
I can't say. I just put it out there because I am partnering with 3 other people. So, but we'll be coming out soon. We'll have our own Facebook. We'll have our own social media platform soon. So I can't say because I'm not allowed to. But it's something that is going to be interesting. Yeah, when you partner with people, you got to keep your word. If it was my own, I could give y'all a little bit more insight, but it's going to be different. I can say that. It's going to be different. And I think people are going to like it. I really do. I think it's going to be different. People are going to like it. We're going to talk about topics that are, you know, of course, in the mainstream, but we're also going to talk about topics that people, you know, haven't thought of, and some of the things that we touch base on tonight we'll dive deeper into and things of that nature. Just trying to make sure which platform we want to aim towards in our target audience and stuff. So we're still working a few kinks out, but hopefully that will be up and going within at least the next 45 to, at the max, 60 days. But I'm saying 45 days.
All right. Well, I can't wait. I can't wait to see it. I want to know more about it. And congratulations. Yeah, I agree. I want to, like I said, I'm wanting to move away from just doing this and getting to another. I think it's time. So more power to you. I can't wait to see it. You have to come on here and come to Night Talks with Sasha, and everybody, you know, come in and talk about it and get the name so I can interview y'all.
Absolutely.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, all right. I can't wait for that. That sounds great. I'm trying to figure out what the other thing gonna be. What the surprise gonna be? Because you know me, I don't do well with surprises. I'm nosy.
Go figure. Really go figure.
It's when you find out it's literally up under your nose, but it's something you would never have thought of. So it's when you be like, oh, shoot, you know, that's not a surprise. It's a surprise. So.
Oh. I'm intrigued.
Something very different. But I will say this, the young man who is the mastermind behind this is doing a phenomenal job in putting it all together and helping us think of things that we never would thought of and things of that nature. And I will say this, people, you definitely have to give those who are in the podcast, who podcast their props, because it is a lot that goes into it. I'm already on Zoom calls, but I've been on a lot more Zoom calls this week in regards to this project, just brainstorming. And when you see it all come together, it makes you proud. But it's a lot because, of course, you do have to think of things that are going to keep an audience entertained. And then you got to think of the type of audience we have these days. It takes 1 second and their attention span goes somewhere else. So it's a lot to it. So I've had a lot of homework, and I don't like homework because it's been a long time since I've done it. But, you know, I'm up for a challenge. So it's going to be interesting. I'm interested to see what I am capable of doing or how I do with this endeavor here. So we'll see.
I definitely, I'm glad that you are saying that to people, that it is work, because I think a lot of people don't realize all the work that goes into doing this. They think that you just get on here and just say whatever you want to say and do whatever you want to do, but it's really, I don't do that. There is
right, and but one of the young ladies that I will be working with said the exact same thing, but she was like, it's hard to one, it's hard to stay consistent because what if you just don't feel like doing it? And automatically my mind went to you because I remember times that I have spoken to you before you were to get on the podcast, or, you would have to cancel because you were like, I just don't want to do it today. And saying how if you don't want to do it, and you want to be real about it, it's not something you can continually skip, because if you continually skip, you'll lose your option. Next thing you know, you're back to rebuilding again. Exactly. And you said nobody wants to keep rebranding, and then at the same time, for your listeners, no one wants anyone that's inconsistent. So just like yourself, she was like, I would let my listeners know, hey, I'm getting ready to take a break, a me time, or I'm getting ready to do this. And she was like, she said, even though it's not their business, it is their business, because you don't want to lose people that you already have, because then you got to start all over again. So, and she said, you don't want to leave a bad taste in people's mouth. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it's a delicate balance of being transparent, but not too transparent, where you don't want to share too much, but you wind up doing it anyway. Because it's really no different than when you watch a lot of the bloggers on YouTube. It's just that I'm doing it in a different format. I'm doing it in a different way. And so when I've had people say, "Oh, your little show," ooh, that right there, that gets all over.
I think it's that your show, and my thing is, I that would make me mad too, because my thing is, my show is still standing, and this market is so saturated with so many different podcasts that it's like, oh my gosh. And even, I'm not going to lie to you, in a way it has me a little intimidated, because the market is so saturated. Literally anything you can think of, there's a podcast out there about it. Anything.
Well, you can't think about that. You can't think about that. That's why it's so important to find your place. And that's why when I lost my niche, I lost my ability to enjoy this when I was doing it in 2012. I feel like if I had been doing it, if I had been doing the things that I'm doing now in 2012, I would be a lot further than I am, because then I was hitting it like boom, 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 boom. And I had gained a really good following. Now it's taking a little bit more work to get that following, because it is so saturated. But at the same time, I like how I do my show now, because it is showing people who I truly am, and I'm not trying to be something else. If you meet me in the street, you get the same silly, goofy, serious, nerdy, brainiac kind of person. And so I want my listening audience to feel the same way, like they know me. So you have to be willing to be transparent and be open and be vulnerable. And that's why when I came out, I wanted people to know, I'm battling cancer and this is what I'm doing. But even though I'm still living my life, and I'm going to talk about it, and I'm not going to hide from it. So, but yeah, you can't think about anybody, whatever else is out there. You just have to move at your own pace and at your own speed, and talk about what matters to you. Michael and I used to talk about more political stuff, because that was his thing. but it's really not mine. And but at the same time, I do believe that those things, political things, need to be talked about, especially in this time. So you just have to mix it up a little bit and be willing to step outside of yourself. That's all. So
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm excited. I'm excited. You know, meeting that challenge head on and see what.
all right, I'm excited for you. Congratulations. That sounds fun. I would love to collaborate with other people that are podcasting as well. I think it would be um really fun for me to
Yeah.
be not so much in the seat of in the control tower, to just be
Yeah, I
on
think it
someone
would be
else.
kind of cool to see a panel.
Huh?
I think it would be kind of cool to see a panel of different
Yeah,
podcasts.
it would be. I think it definitely would be. It would definitely be cool to see that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you guys for tuning in to Night Talks with Sasha. I am your girl, Yativa Sasha. I will see you again next Friday. Have a good evening. Talk to you later.
Hi.
Bye.